Action Pants Gaming. Chill vibes tonight. Chill vibes tonight. Laid back life. Laid back. No stress, no fight. No stress, no fight. Throwing parts together. Throwing parts. Crafting all night. Get ready to build. Get ready to build. Let's make it right. Let's make it right. Gonna make it right. Get ready to build. Let's make it right. Let's make it right. Gonna make it right. Get ready to build. Let's make it right. Let's make it right. Let's make it right. Gonna make it right. Chill vibes tonight. Chill vibes tonight. Laid back life. No stress, no fight. No stress, no fight. Throwing parts together. Crafting all night. Get ready to build. Let's make it right. Let's make it right. Gonna make it right.
Well, good Monday morning to y'all. It's me, Kevin C. here at Action Pants Gaming. On this Monday, February the 16th of 2026. And I've got 10 a.m., at least from where I'm sitting. I know some of you are still out there in the past and some of you are even in the future. But whatever present you happen to be in as you're catching this, I hope it's going good for you. And welcome, Gamma Wolf. Yeah, the No Man's Sky update. Um, well, I went in. All right, I know. I don't. It's such a. It tears at my heartstrings. Yeah, that's kind of part of it. It's like I don't see the draw. I mean, I'm interested in seeing what the new building types, the refining buildings look like and whatnot. Curious about the change in the exocraft, but if I'm going to be stuck on a planet, I might as well wait for Light No Fire. um, Part of me is sort of yes, you can, but you can't use those to build how you want. So that's a little. So you're kind of stuck building, forced with that already in place. You can't move those around and build something and then add that to suit what you're building. I'm sure with mods that'll change, but again, for everybody. Yeah, yeah. Some of that looks really neat. I am curious about the exocraft changes. Um, why wait to update? We can just update the game. Is there another update? I don't see anything there. I don't know. Like, yet again, they changed an animation which destroyed another full save of, interesting things that have been working just fine for a long time. And then randomly, oh, we're going to change this. And, that kind of bummed me out. This isn't the first time. And I get it. I understand. But at the same time, it's, when you're in the middle of doing stuff and you have these ideas and all of a sudden they change this one thing that had been working just fine and there's no reason to change it, and then a whole save of projects and, art and hours of time and, other people, be it, few, who are also doing that or, getting ideas from that. Still a lot of things in the build mechanic that haven't been addressed or fixed. Even though I know I've Zendesked and I know other people have. Um, you know, uh, I'm sort of waiting for Light No Fire at this point. If I'm going to invest another 10 years into a game, which I did with No Man's Sky, and don't get me wrong, I still love the game. But I've been playing it for 10 years. Pretty much the only game I've been playing with, a couple of little breaks here and there. Because I feel that's required so that you don't get burned out on your favorite game. Where I kind of am a little bit. Some of it due to, things that, all of us have asked to address and have not been. The changes I just mentioned. And I built so much stuff. I'm like, what do I build next? You find others' complaint to be highly illogical. Well, I'm sorry you disagree, but I know others that would agree with me. And, I understand they're doing a lot of testing like this, being able to move things. You'd say I'm wrong. Okay, well, we have the right to agree to disagree. I think that the changes that have been made that destroyed my stuff is a valid complaint. And the fact that I've been playing the game, since day one, and have gone through all of these changes. But, everyone is entitled to their opinion. But, going back in again, my city build is currently affected. I haven't gone into all of my builds, but, the one with ER. I mean, and yes, I would like to start some new builds since they changed things. So now I have to kind of work with, what they've changed. But right now, driving around, picking up stuff and recycling it is not really what I'm looking forward to. But yeah, I mean I am used to it, and that's why I'm not. And I'm not hating on the game. I am just expressing my opinion and what I have experienced and gone through, and why I am right now just kind of, been taking a little break from it. I'm more interested in, light no fire at this point. I'm waiting to see what happens with that so I can, because I know as soon as that comes out, that's where I'm going to be, and concentrating on building in that game. I've spent, however long building has been in No Man's Sky, building in No Man's Sky. And I love that game. That will never change. It is still my favorite game, whether I'm currently playing it or not. And so that I don't get overly frustrated and, I'm not in the middle of like, none of the stuff I was in the middle of working on and had ideas for is now not working. Instead of, milling on that, I can come into this game and noodle around. Yeah, no, I'm still going to do the expedition. I kind of I'm kicking myself a little bit because I don't have the ship parts, like that, Atlas wing style. I'd actually probably be building ships right now if I had that, if I'm going to, be 100%, but I don't. So I'm like, I already used all the other parts. And I saw those and I'm like, ooh, I could, do a couple things with that. I do miss, just looking at other people's creations. Well, Atlas, like I said, I've done a lot in that game. And, you know, taking a break, especially creativity, creative wise and for creativity. Yeah. Not the posters, the wing parts. You know, like building in this has given me ideas for building in No Man's Sky, and vice versa. Stuff I've done in No Man's Sky has allowed me to kind of work with this game a little bit. You know, I love ice cream, but I'm not going to eat it every day so I don't get sick of it. No, true. All right, but just squash this for a minute because it's going to drive me nuts. I love No Man's Sky, but that cool stuff I got going in the background that I made with it is no longer valid. I've been doing it for a while now, and it changed. And I had a bunch of ideas that I was like in the middle of, and I was working on stuff that had this specifically involved. They changed it. So it kind of halted me in my creative tracks. I needed to take a break and step away so I didn't get overly frustrated and then hate the game I love because I was doing nothing but thinking about like, oh, they changed things again. So in the 10 years I've been playing this game, they've changed things a lot, and I've usually rolled with the punches. There was a time where I had to take a break due to some other things in life. But don't get me wrong. I love Hello Games. I love No Man's Sky. I've loved the community more than the game itself. And, all of that. So don't get it twisted because I'm taking a little breather from the game I love and also waiting for the company that I really love, to finish and put out the game that we're all waiting for and a new build mechanic, which then I will be, fully enveloped in, so, it's not that I'm not going to be playing No Man's Sky. Right now, I'm in the middle of doing stuff in Satisfactory. And it's keeping me sort of interested. It's an interesting game. This particular update, I will be doing the expedition, but at the moment, it's just not, something I'm like dying to get to. Am I interested? Sure. Do I want to do it? Yes. Am I dying to get to it? Is it something that's really attracting my attention at the moment? No. I'm looking forward to seeing what they did and what they added and kind of checking out what I have a feeling is going to be a magical power in Light No Fire with these, additions to the multi-tool, being able to levitate your products and shoot it. I have a feeling that we will see a magical power. And that's the other thing, that because of Light No Fire coming out and all of the testing that they're doing in No Man's Sky with some Light No Fire stuff, I don't want to go into Light No Fire and be like, oh, I'm playing No Man's Sky, right? Yeah, and, because I know the art style, we've seen it, it's going to be similar. All right, Atlas, and I see you just want to, disagree for the sake of disagreeing. um, so, okay. Yeah, I know the light floors still aren't fixed. The light cubes aren't fixed. There's still a bunch of other issues. With this update, it messed with pipes. I'm not the only one that has had that happen to them. And thrown would be THROWN, not sitting on a dumpster. So, again, this is my opinion, and how I am feeling about things. Not, and you're kind of whitewashing over the fact of how much I actually love No Man's Sky and how much I put into that game, so, anyway, is what it is. But, again, don't get it twisted. I love Hello Games. I love No Man's Sky. I've, if I haven't proven that, I don't know what to tell you. Just because I'm not like doing it 100%, and neither does any other, everybody I know who was all No Man's Sky does other games as well. And I think my complaints are incredibly valid. And apparently so do others. So I don't want to be starting some sort of whatever. So with that said, don't get it twisted. Love No Man's Sky. Love Hello Games. I'm looking forward to Light No Fire. And, I don't want to... I don't want to go through all the testing in No Man's Sky just to get into Light No Fire. And, I want that feeling of jumping into a new game. And, try not to see and spoil some of what they're testing in No Man's Sky for Light No Fire. It has been said by Sean Murray himself that they are testing stuff in the game. So, But anyway, with that said, let's move on. Let's get back to putting down some pipes and making some rocket fuel so we can finish this game up. And I'm going to kick back here and get a little bit more comfortable. And now I'm going to have to redo the road. That's the thing. You start learning a game, and you're like, oh, now I got to do this because I learned how to do that. But we're not going to do the road now. We're going to continue to bring in the pipe work. I'm missing materials. Well, howdy do. Yeah, I mean, if I didn't have... If I didn't have to work, I'd have a little more time as well. So my limited time for gaming these days is, been put into stuff that, I'm actually working on. much silver I want to keep. All right, we need copper sheets, I think. Oh, what? That can't be right. Yeah, there was a time, where I had lots of free time because COVID and all that other stuff happened. And I wasn't working as much. Like, I thought about doing the expedition this morning. I was like, do I do the expedition or do I do, Satisfactory and get some work done? And then I jumped in and, saw my base, and I was like, that's going to make me want to fix that instead of do the expedition. And then, this, that, and the other thing. And I was like, you know what? I'll wait. I'll just do it tomorrow. I might even get bored and do it tonight. It's not that I don't want to. I'm just not in the mood at the moment for that. That's all. People just get things twisted and want to think how they want to think and don't listen to the words that are being said. They just listen to what they want to hear. That's right, I gotta twist that around. Levi Rivers, good morning. How you doing today? Alright, I don't need that much. What we do need to do is get rid of some of the other one. And oops. Damn it. I'm an idiot. We know this. We have rain coming in on Wednesday, it looks like. No worries. I ain't worried. Nor should you be. I mean, that's the whole point of gaming, though, isn't it? Is playing it for you and what makes you happy, you know? And again, kind of missing the point. Love the game. Sometimes, people just require a little breather. Doesn't mean don't like the game. You know, while I'm here, I might as well get that. Because we're going to need it. I agree. I mean, 10 years to invest in a game is a long time. And I'm glad I was able to help people and learn from people and create things for people and discover techniques and blah, blah, blah. And the people I've met and the community has been amazing. I mean, that's the most important part to me is the community. The game is the game. The people around the game are what make the game, in my opinion, at this point. Exactly. I mean, when you're trying to, well, all right, let's not beat the proverbial dead horse here, all right? We love the game. We love Hello Games. That should be enough. Just because I'm taking a little breather from it should mean absolutely nothing. I am not the only, No Man's Sky creator who also plays other games. And who is currently not playing No Man's Sky as often. And that's that. I love the game. Leave it at that. That's the most important thing. And again, the community. Because the community is the heart of the game. And I was playing the game when nobody was playing. Going, why aren't people playing? Look at this cool stuff you can build. And if you know these little tricks, you can build even cooler stuff. And tried to spread that around. Thanks to people like Dark Lord Zeldrick and Boyd Gaming and E.R. Burrows, JC Hysteria, Kibbles, Ash Factor. And if you don't know those names, I can help you out. Those were the OGs of building in the game. Captain Steve. We used to have crazy build days. Well, that's all I got to say about that. Okay, so I got stuff to make more piping. We got to bring that over to our rocket fuel area because we then have to make the other thing to mix with the turbo fuel, to make the rocket fuel, to make the package rocket fuel, to finish up the thing. And then I gotta go deal with the radioactive stuff. That's gonna be the fun. No, there's no fun involved in that. Yeah, it's always been like that. They said that in the beginning. Even though we would all happily pay, and we've even said things like, I'd pay for build packs, different buildable parts and stuff. Add-ons. I would be more than happy to give Hello Games my money. Which I will be doing when Light No Fire comes out. Because I will buy it on PlayStation 5 and PC, even though I will probably never play it on PS5. Because, we're cross-platform and whatnot. So, but I would do it just to have a copy of it, just to support Hello Games. But since I built my PC, I haven't really played my PlayStation all that much. And then when I was able to transport my city save, and be able to play it on the PC, I have to. So I'm trying to beat this game, right? And I have a hard time playing multiple games if I'm trying to finish a game because all I'm thinking is I got to finish that bit in this game before I can then enjoy another game. Exactly, Gamma. I would all day long. I'd pay for build packs. New parts. What are you kidding me? Here, take my money. Where's that meme? With Fry from Futurama. But yeah, dashboard. I'm trying to. I got to finish the rocket fuel, or I got to make rocket fuel in order to finish the MAM. I have one. It's one of those weirdo, ADHD things where I can't really be in another game without finishing the one I'm currently, I had just started. And I got to finish the MAM. I would like to build a nuclear power plant, even though it's a pain in the keister. But I don't need to finish the game. I mean, I can finish the game without building that. I just want to complete the MAM, which is unfortunately going to make me deal with the irradiated stuff. Well, Atlas, I'm just saying, I don't. I nowadays I play mainly on PC. Um, because when I was playing it on PS5, I was working on the city and I had other projects, which then when they allowed the cloud save, I don't really need the PS5 except for like a PS5 exclusive game, which I'm about to actually start playing once I finish this. Which will be Ghosts of Yotai. I played Ghost of Tsushima, and my brother and I were playing a bit of Arc Raiders, but my brother wasn't really digging it, and I didn't like getting going out finding all this gear and then having higher end players take it from me at the end. Well, great, Atlas. That's the nice thing about No Man's Sky is you can play it on whatever you want and still be able to join your friends even if they're not on the same system. It was one of the coolest things that they did. It was cross-platform integration. But dashboard, this is like I got to take, even though I have nitrogen coming in over here, as I learned, some things about the game, that's why I'm bringing this all over singularly. Each one of the nodes, I drew a separate pipe from, unlike the other one, which now I'm going to go and look at that and be like, all right, maybe I should change that. I'm kind of hoping. I was actually thinking maybe, you know what I could do? I could split this. I could take 3 and go here. Although we haven't had a real issue with the nitrogen running low. Biggest issue is probably the water, which I'm going to actually have to deal with over here, come to think of it. And then I got to figure out, do I want to drag this down. Because I've got... Oh, hey. All right. We can actually get rid of all this here, right? Yeah. But we're going to need... We're also going to need compacted coal to make the turbo fuel. Because we're going to go turbo fuel, which then goes into a blender with the nitrogen and water to make the rocket fuel. So I gotta go refiner. And how do I want to do this? You know what I mean? Where do I want to put all this stuff? Didn't I add something over here the other day too? What the hell is this for? Smokeless powder? Smokeless powder. Because we needed the heavy oil residue in order to make that. And then this has some... Alright. So I'm debating on whether or not I want to widen this out a little bit. And since none of this was planned, it all, you know, went organically as we're learning and unlocking the parts and going, oh, okay, now I have this and now I got to make this. You know, we've sort of just kind of built upon what we have, so it's not perfect by any means. It is working, which is not a bad thing. And now that we're essentially at endgame, minus, you know, we finished the elevator, at least. Granted, you know, there's still, you know, the other nuclear power plant and, you know, that we could be building. We have trains that we still haven't built. We also need to get compacted coal over there because that's how you make turbo fuel. We do have coal here, but wow, did that eat through all the copper? I should have taken more, shouldn't I? Yes, I should have. But thankfully, somebody had Katrine yelling in their head, going, add copper sheets, add a dimensional depot. Can I make it over to here without drowning? Nope, I'm going to be taking a swim. Ooh, almost though. Yes, understand. All right. So we got to get compacted coal over here. And that... we're making over there. And I think we could probably belt it over. How many spaces do I have in between that? 4? Nice. We got 5 spaces. Okay. All right. Well, I may take a breathe. Like after my break, I'll update it and I'll at least break the expedition open. Whether or not I continue with it will be determined. But I will at least press start and get the opening scene going. Concrete. Concrete should be like the first darn thing up here. Actually, I wish I could make this, just have it as alphabetical. I'd be able to sort it alphabetically. Because on controller, it's hard to search. Although, yeah, because even if I do that, and I do have access to my keyboard, obviously, it's just it's a little more fumbly. So before I go dragging all this pipe work over there, although we'll get it a little bit closer, we also need to figure out if we're going to do compacted coal as being belted in, or if we're just going to, put in storage. I'm just trying to make enough to finish up the MAM, and then if we need some more later, we can. So part of me is thinking we just throw in a couple of storage units. I'm making compacted coal down in the coal field. Just make a little asymmetry here. Because then ah, taking a swim. That's the other thing. I should have it over here too. We're gonna have to kind of either. Before I do this, I need to figure out a few other things. Oh, shoot. All right. So let's see. We got to get the compacted coal down here. We need to make 500 of that fuel. We also need to make the. Oh, that's right. We're gonna make the freaking bottle for it to go in as well. Damn it. All right. So we need a refiner. The refiner is going to have fuel, which all right, so we're gonna go fuel. fuel. And then that's gonna... No. Alright. We need compacted coal, though, at the same time, so that needs to come in with that. So, with that said... And compacted coal, if we're just going to do it for now with a storage unit... We could do it like this. And then this... I don't like how that's offset. So that's going to go to here. That's going to go to a storage unit. That will come out into the blender. I need the blender first, because the blender is going to require damn it. Alright, let's get things, let's get what we need just out in the open here. We'll make a pile of parts. We need a blender, we're going to need that. Okay, so the blender, which we're making, we need nitric acid. So that's going to be our nitrogen and our water. And then we need to get metal plates over here. As well. Which we could do with another storage unit, because we're just trying to make enough bottles to clear that portion of the MAM. So you're gonna make the fuel. The fuel is then gonna go into here. Which is then going to be water. Alright, so you're going to go... there to there. You're then going to go here to here. No, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. All right. Then you're going to go. Wait. All right, so this is going to be water plate. All right, so we need. Oh, this is a mesh. All right, so the plate. Plate will come in there. Hydrogen will come in here. And then the water will come in there. That will give me nitric acid, which will then I'll need another blender. Because that's going to give me the nitric acid. And then that will give me... And actually you need to be... Don't know what you mean by that. acid. And that's going to go out. So one of those. So could I loop that back around into here? And you go in here. You. Yeah, see, I don't like that already. Make me offset it. That's rocket fuel. Iron plate. Mm. Okay, so I would have to put the refiner. All right. Okay, okay. We got to move it. Oh, really? To the refiner. It'd have to be somewhere I don't want it. So that would be... Better off that way, wasn't I? That would go... there. Nope, that wouldn't work. I'd have to bring... Because then we have this coming out of here, but we also need this, and now that would have to backtrack. So no, that's not going to work. Well, I guess where I was is... yeah, that's still the problem, because this here... Now if I put that there... That feeds into that. Then that's going to have to go past that to another thing. Predicament. Because this is producing what we need to power this. But at the same time, all right, how am I going to get that to work? We're going to get it to work. We just don't know how yet. It's that old, all right, this goes into that, which goes into this, which then goes into that. So I got to figure that out. And this makes this, which then will... And how much does this require for that? Four. Okay. See, that's the problem right there, is this comes out, they're not on the right sides. They're on opposite sides. Frickin' of course they are. Why would they be where we need them to be, huh? So then this would go... Yes, son of a biscuit. All right, that goes there. And then this goes here, but then how do I get that? That's going to give me the rocket fuel, which then needs to go into another thing. All right. That creates blah for that. Then that needs to... sometimes drawing this out on paper would probably be a good idea. All right, the first thing we need is a nitric acid. And that just produces nitric acid, correct? Correct. So that I could potentially... That keeps that out of here. Alright, the nitric acid comes in. Say here. That goes to the next blender. Which requires the turbo fuel, which requires so that would go into that. That goes to that. Then from there it is. So this mixes in here. So that's got to go blah, blah. Then this nope. Nope, nope, nope. Man, they do it almost on purpose, so you got to actually add a bunch of these. All right, so now instead I got to go, because you're putting turbo fuel in, then because that's compacted coal. All right, so nitric acid, water, which we're going to need, and water pump. I mean, I could bring it around. It's just a pain. Oh. Yeah, it's just a pain in the butt to do so. Unless I put this behind. Could I do that? All right, I'm going to go warm up my coffee while I'm trying to figure this out. My brain's a little fried on this one. So that compacted coal gets me turbo fuel. The turbo fuel and the nitric acid meet. And then that goes and makes turbo fuel. The turbo fuel creates compacted coal, which this runs on. So I could do a lift. You are too far away. So there's our compacted coal, but herein lies one minor issue. We need that compacted coal to get that going. Oh, what do we do? 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 We add in a temporary merger. Does that work? Yeah, because then we just Shazam this off of that. And then we can throw in that temporarily. Or that. Into here. Then that goes to there. That looks like crap. That's that. And that. And then we can get that started with the compacted coal, get that going. Then this will produce that. Filiberva. So, we got fuel going into here, along with compacted coal, which will then get us turbo fuel. The turbo fuel comes in here. And then this is going to be nitric acid, which also comes in there, which then creates the turbo fuel, or the rocket fuel, rather, excuse me. So this creates turbo. The turbo comes in here. The nitric acid goes in here. The only thing we're missing now is the metal plates, the water, and the nitrogen. So, we got the nitrogen right here. We got to get the water in, and then we got to figure out how we're going to deal with the metal plating. The metal plating... I don't like the lack of symmetry. You've all heard me complain about it already. I think we're alright, but it does drive me a little batty. There's this, I don't even know what it is, like an Apple podcast. I guess my guy I work with plays in the van some days. And there's this English woman, it's Dottie. Love the way she says Dottie, her name. Oh yeah, power. We'll have to do that too. Right now, I'm just trying to get this running, get the make sure where everything's going. So we need one water, one. Do we have any water going around over here? No. One hydrogen, I think, will be enough. And for now, I don't care what it looks like. Oh, all right. We're at our break period. A little past it, but that's okay. I think I have one thing down here. Yeah, it's way over there. We're not okay. We will put up a new one. For this temporary. What is that in? Is it in production? The water extractor, fluid extractor. There it is. Water extractor, which will be needed here. All right, let's see if we can't bring that up a little bit. Which I think we can. I could be wrong, but let's see something here. Must be placed in deep water. Gotcha. Alright. Just gonna be a little bit lower here. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know if that's going to be... Well, let's get the water running, see what that does real quick. See if that starts pouring in some liquid. Or if we need to maybe come back a little bit. There it goes. I like the indicators. It'd be cool if you could see inside it a little bit better, or like it would be, you know, a little more some sort of animation, I guess. Like this has it. Something along those lines. Alright, water, blah, blah, blah. Now we just need power to all these things. Which we will do when we return from break. And then we're going to have to package. That's going to create a whole other issue. Because we're going to then have to package this. So... Drives me nuts that all this stuff is asymmetrical. So we'll just have to figure out how to make the bottles. And those are made in... Alright, we'll go grab some coal. Wait a minute, I don't need to. I could get it right here. That should help get that started. You got fuel. Depending on how ugly I want this to look, I can just power everything up right now and be like, yep, we're done. But, and where is the connector? Is it right up front? Oh, I hate when they do that. Nope, right there. Okay. This one, on the other hand, yeah, I know. I said I was going to go take a break. I will. In just a few moments. Turbo fuel. That should be everybody. And then we just need the bottles. And then we're good. Okay. We got power to everything. We need a little bit more compacted coal, I think. Once this starts running, we'll be all right. Oh, metal plates. Damn it. I knew I forgot something. No. Nay. Oh, moron. Metal plates feed here. That's that. Booyah. Iron plate. Boom. 10 a minute. That's going to require a lot. It's either that or I'm going to have to feed that directly from way over here. So, but we are producing quite a bit. Where'd you go? Alright, we're going to have to go and check and make sure that we're still running storage, because that should be filling back up. It is, okay, it's just way down here. Once that gets rolling. Okay. Alright. Otherwise, I'm going to have to drag a belt from over here straight down and over, which we could. But I think for now, to make what we need to make, we are going to sacrifice a little bit. All right, I just need to go make the bottles. We'll go do that after break. We've been on for 2 hours. It's time. I gotta warm this up. Yeah, we definitely need to warm up our coffee. It's at the nasty temperature. So, we will be back momentarily, just a few minutes. I'm gonna get a bio break in, just make sure that when we come back, we can try to get this rocket fuel made. A little mishmash of stuff, but it works. You know, it's temporary. We just need to, again, to repeat myself as usual, we need to get packaged rocket fuel. We need 200. We've only got 50 currently, which we got from one of the doggo, which was nice. Later, Dashboard. Thanks for stopping in. Have a great rest of your day. Wow, there's a lot goes into rocket fuel, huh? Fuel to turbo fuel. Turbo fuel, we get the nitric acid. Man, this is a nightmare thing to make. There's a lot goes into it. You gotta be... And then we gotta make the bottles for this. So when we return, we'll figure out how to do that. I think it's just aluminum ingots, which we have plenty of. And a constructor. So we'll do that here. We'll make it real quick. Bop bop, feed that, and then feed into another storage container till we get 200. Then we go do the MAM. Then we are going to go perish. We're gonna have to make a bunch of stuff for our hazmat suit, some filters, because we need. If we're going to finish the MAM, we got to make this one thing, which of course means making multiple things to make one thing. I know I have a mining unit on some uranium. I just have to remember where, but I think I know roughly where it is. So that'll be a little adventure there. We'll search for some more sloop as well, and Mercer spheres. So yeah, it's break time. For those of you who cannot stick around and you're going to be taken off like Dashboard Devil had to, thank you so much for stopping in and giving some of your time. I do appreciate it. That is the one commodity we can never get back. And for those of you sticking around, get up, stretch out, peel the peepers away from the screen for a few minutes. Get a munchie, get a beverage, get your bio break in, wash your hands in there somewhere, and we will be back shortly.
All right.
Clouds roll in, it's a mellow scene. Lights flicker soft like a faded dream. Laser beams cut through the rain. Easy vibes drifting like a train. Nip, nip in the air, feeling so right. Chasing lights, lasers in the night. All the pretty shapes, they spin so slow. Roll the smoke, let the rhythm flow. Raindrops tap, not a soul around. Everything's still and my mind's unwound. Shapes in the mist, colors so bright. Nip, nip, haze, feels like midnight. Nip, nip in the air, feeling so right. Chasing lights, lasers in the night. All the pretty shapes, they spin so slow. Roll the smoke, let the rhythm flow. Nip, nip in the air, feeling so right. Chasing lights, lasers in the night. All the pretty shapes, they spin so slow. Roll the smoke, let the rhythm flow. Clouds roll in, it's a mellow scene. Lights flicker soft, like a faded dream. Laser beams cut through the rain. Easy vibes drifting like a train. Nip, nip in the air, feeling so right. Chasing lights, lasers in the night. All the pretty shapes, they spin so slow. Roll the smoke, let the rhythm flow. Raindrops tap, not a soul around. Everything's still and my mind's unwound. Shapes in the mist, colors so bright. Nip, nip, haze, feels like midnight. Nip, nip in the air, feeling so right. Chasing lights.
Alrighty, we're back. Okay. Because I said I was gonna, let's real quick, we're gonna just go into No Man's Sky for a minute, and we will we'll prompt the expedition, and then I'll come back in and I'll finish this up. But I said I was gonna, so I'm gonna. So let's just save our game real quick. And let's get rid of these. Thank you. And Steam. Update. Update. How's everybody doing today? Everyone doing all right? Hanging in there on this Monday. I've only got about an hour left because we're having smoke detectors installed in the apartment. So I got to shut the power down. So I got to unplug my computer. But I have a feeling I'm going to come back later tonight. I'm going to do a second stream today. There ain't crap on TV. No movies I want to watch. I do want to get into Ghosts of Yotai on the PlayStation. I was debating on running my HDMI over, moving the PlayStation again, and doing Ghosts of Yotai. Maybe I will, just for fun. Something completely different. All right, once this is updated, we'll start the expedition. We'll prompt it, then we'll head back over to Satisfactory. And get some rocket fuel bottled and finish that one thing, and then we'll head back on over. Try and get that done. Hey, Levity, welcome, welcome. Oh, YouTube being weird again. Bloody YouTube, I swear. Alright, it's going to say I have mods, even though I took all the mods out. Oh, all right. Muted. I was saying I will go back to Satisfactory in a moment unless people would prefer I do this. Then I will. But I really want to get that rocket fuel going. Yeah, I'm not prepared at all to play. Personal refiner. No, Lev, I know. I'm probably gonna. Sorry, everything was a little crazy there. My audio just went nuts for a minute. Okay. Where do I join the... Where are you? Where's the icon for me to go to? There it is. Can I do this in creative? Probably not. Gravitino ball and a magnetic resonator. Got it. And we have no... Okay, so we need a Gravitino ball. And we need chromatic metal. All right. What do you all want to watch? Satisfactory or this? Let me know. I'm going to give you all a minute. Let me know what you want me to do. I don't care either way. I'll have fun no matter what I'm doing. Plus, I've only got about an hour, like I said, so. I'm going to do this. You know what? I'm going to come back. I'm going to do this tonight. I'm going to go back to Satisfactory because I need to concentrate on one or the other. And there's a lot I'm going to have to deal with here. And since nobody's saying one way or another, all right, let's save this. We'll wait. Let's see, 4 minutes ago. So I guess I'll bounce around a little bit here until I see the autosave thing. I'll head over to this cave. Because we know we're going to need all this stuff here. Thank you. Oh, the save waypoint. I was just grabbing some oxygen. And you got to scan the minerals, because if you don't get the secondary. Don't scan animals yet? Okay. Because I need cobalt, so... Carbon. Oh, great. I can get back to Satisfactory if y'all would prefer. Nobody said anything, so I'm just kind of... Alright, yeah. I'm gonna go back to building my rocket fuel. There's much to be done here, apparently. And that's before we even get our vehicle. It should be like a pickup plant. Now where's the... Alright, it's down there. Alright, I'm gonna get back into Satisfactory. This is just... I gotta collect a bunch of stuff for a while until we get to anything worthwhile. Oh, there's an emerald deposit. Alright, let's go do that first. So I don't forget about it later. Yoink! You don't see me, I'm out of here. Later, chums. Okay, so this or Satisfactory? What would you all rather see? I mean, I'm sure you got to be bored of this by now. You already done it. You've seen it. I just got to follow the steps. And we're done. Okay, I think Satisfactory is going to win out here for now. Because, let's see here. We got the Gravitino ball. We got to make some... That gets me that. Gravitino ball. Then we just gotta make. Pin that. Magnetized ferrite. Alright. So I'm going to unpin it. So then we're going to get ferrite dust. Yeah, it'd be cool if you could have these as a part to build at your base. And no, I will not walk into that. Or that. Or that. Yeah, you're yep. Interesting. What do I gotta do? Alright, I'm out of here. We're gonna do another save real quick. If I can find it. Attentive. Okay. Attentive. I hate when they say attentive and then they do nothing but attack you. Alright, we've saved. We've got some stuff. That's a neat little thing. Alright, good enough. We're out of here. We'll finish this up in Satisfactory. Oh, no. Moron. Stop. Confirm.
Action Pants Gaming.
Chill vibes tonight, chill vibes tonight. Laid back life, laid back. No stress, no fight, no stress, no fight. Throwing parts together, throwing parts. Crafting all night, get ready to build, get ready to build. Let's make it right. Let's make it right. Gonna make it right.
Get ready to build. Let's make it right. Let's make it right. Gonna make it right. Get ready to build. Let's make it right. Let's make it right. Let's make it right. Gonna make it right.
Chill vibes tonight, chill vibes tonight. Laid back life, no stress, no fight, no stress, no fight. Throwing parts together, crafting all night. Get ready to build. Let's make it right. Let's make it right.